検証論文を書くことを通じて、留学生の皆さんがなぜ今上智大学で学んでいるのか、そして現在取り組んでいる学びが将来にどのようにつながっているのか、改めて考える機会を与えてくださったと思います。そしてこうした機会を通じて、学生と卒業生の皆さん、そして教職員の交流の場が新たに生まれることを大変嬉しく思っております。心より感謝申し上げます。本日はありがとうございました。
Let me introduce the winner of First Place Award of the scholarship this year. Nadine Clarence Nikumbe, who is a freshman at Graduate School of Global Environmental Studies, doctoral program in Global Environmental Studies. Professor Fukutake will give him the certificate, and Mr. Nikumbe will also receive the 200,000 Japanese yen as a prize. Nikumbe-sama, please come forward.
My name is Nzile Clarence Kumbe. I am first year PhD student in the Graduate School of Environmental Studies, and my supervisor is Professor Yoshinori Tanaka. I have a background in plant physiology and in agriculture, and also I have some expertise in rice cultivation techniques. My topic for this essay contest is project to create free training centers for agricultural and environmental studies for climate change adaptation, environmental protection, and biodiversity conservation in the 10 regions of Cameroon. My presentation outline is as follows: introduction, objectives of the project, description of the project, potential constraint to the project implementation, and then conclusion. In introduction, I will say that agriculture represents the main force driving Cameroon's economy, as more than 70% of the population of Cameroon is involved in agricultural activity. So hunger and poverty can be significantly reduced if the agricultural sector is well organized and developed in Cameroon. Also, in order to improve their crop yield and to fight against pests, weeds, and diseases, a lot of farmers in Cameroon use agrochemicals. These agrochemicals have negative impact on the environment. That is one problem. Another problem is that expansion of land area for agricultural activities causes environmental degradation and loss of biodiversity. Meanwhile, in Cameroon, very little interest is given to this problem because the main efforts of the government and also the private sector are the post-harvest techniques that are most concerning to them. And studies have shown that climate change and scarcity of water will jeopardize the increase of food production in the future. And the current agricultural practice that are being done, especially in developing countries like Cameroon, are not adequate to deal with climate changes, and farmers will be severely affected if nothing is done. Therefore, the population and the farmer must understand how the environment is affected so that everyone can be involved in its protection. Till date, schools in Cameroon are not providing detailed and concrete explanation to the students and populations on how current agricultural practice affect the environment and the biodiversity. And they don't show that these practices cannot be efficient in tackling climate changes that are increasing in the world. Currently, I am studying in the Graduate School of Global Environmental Study, and my research focus is on how the aquatic ecosystem in Cameroon is affected by agrochemical that farmers use, especially the pesticide. And my dream after my PhD is to create at least 1 training centers in each of the 10 regions of Cameroon, where students will be given training for free of charge. So the general objective of my project, as I said, would be to contribute to the protection of the environment, the preservation of biodiversity, the sustainable production of food, and the better adaptation to climate change using environmentally friendly agricultural practices. More specifically, as I said, I intend to create at least 1 training center in each of the 10 regions of Cameroon, where I will be training about 50 to 100 students in each of the training centers each year. And finally, I intend to create links and collaboration with university and research institutes, both home and abroad. This is a brief description of the project. I intend to create 1 training center in each of the headquarters of regions in Cameroon. And the first training center will be created in the southwest region of Cameroon, than in the city of Buea, because in the southwest region of Cameroon, that's the area that has the most agricultural cooperative and exploitation companies. So there's a lot of agrochemicals being used in those regions. Also, I intend to recruit professors and instructors, and most of them will be volunteers, researchers, and university professors. And also, we will be inviting guest professors sometimes, and also farmers will be welcome to the farm, to the centers. 2 types of farmers will be invited. Some farmers that will come to learn about these practices, and other farmers that have a lot of experience and that are doing this type of practice already will be coming as guest professors, teachers, also to help the students understand what they are doing. And each training centers we admit about 50 to 100 students every year, and it will be both girls and boys. Students will be admitted in the form of grant and will receive training free of charge. And the total duration of the training will be 1 year. So in the training center, students will learn how the current agricultural practices in Cameroon affect the environment and the biodiversity. They will also understand that these practices are not well suited to adapt to climate changes. And finally, they will study new agricultural practices that can produce high crop yield and have less or no impact on the environment and biodiversity conservation. This is a preliminary compartment of each of my training centers. I intend to have at least 4 experimental fields where the students can really see the demonstration of these new agricultural practices and also understand how the current agricultural practices will not respond adequately to climate change. We intend also to have library, laboratory, and some classrooms where they will receive some lectures from the professor. And of course, the administrative office and staff rooms, lobby and restroom. So the potential constraint to the implementation of this project is that it will require a lot of funds to put in place the physical infrastructure, such as the land acquisition, construction of the building, equipment, and putting in place experimental field, and equipping the library with books and other necessities. And also another concern will be paying the administrative staff and some professors and instructors, because although most of the instructors and professors will be volunteer teachers and researchers from the universities and the research institute, some of them will need to be paid because not all of them will be volunteer. And finally, because Cameroon has 5 agroecological zones and each of the zones have specific type of crop that are being cultivated there, it will be challenging for us to adapt each of the training centers to the specific type of crop that are adequate for the regions. In conclusion, the stipend that I will get from this scholarship will be used to pay for the architect that will design the first training center in the city of Buea in the southwest region of Cameroon. And finally, being awarded this scholarship is a first step in the realization of my dream that I very much intend to achieve with the support of Cameroon government, private sector, NGOs, and most especially the Sophia University, that I very much wish to have as my greatest supporter. On that, thank you very much for your kind attention. Mr. Director of the Center for Students Affairs, Mr. President of the Kinshuku Sansam Kai, dear professors, dear staff of the Center for Students Affairs, fellow laureates, it is not possible for me to express my thankfulness for this academic honor in words. I am greatly pleased that you considered me for this prestigious certificate newly established in 2022 through the generosity of the Kinshuku Sansan Kai. I am extremely thankful to you for acknowledging my name for this honorable certificate. This is so far one of the most crucial and special events of my student life. I am sure it will bring more self-belief and dedication to my studies and professional career. I want to say thank you very much to Sophia University for creating opportunities for international students like me through the Sophia University Benefactor Scholarship. I also want to show my genuine gratitude to the Kinshuku Sansan Kai for deciding to support students with their dreams after graduation and help them serve as a bridge between their home countries and Japan. I want to express my sincere gratitude to my supervisor, Professor Yoshinari Tanaka, for accepting me to learn beside him here in Sophia University. I also want to say a special thank you to all the staff of the Financial Support Department of Sophia University for their guidance throughout this essay contest. Finally, I want to express my gratitude to all my fellow laureates for participating in this essay contest and for making it up to the podium. I am sure all of you here present wrote amazing essays, and I really wish you all pursue and achieve your dreams after graduation. You are all winners. Thank you very much to everyone for coming to this ceremony.